Well, with my internet gone at 2 a.m. in the morning, and been thinking of making this video for a while, since like last week, and since I finished watching Mekakucity Actors, and even with that confusing ending, I've gathered up all the information, and I feel like for archive purposes I should say this with at least 90% certainty. So the anime was pretty awesome. I've never even heard about any of this, only when my friend told me that there was an anime based on the manga, which I have not even read yet. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna watch it. And I just got so hooked. It was just too good. It was one of the better animes I've seen in a long time. And yeah, I just pretty much liked every episode. I like all the characters. I like Ayano. I like Kiro. I like Shintaro. I also like Ine, because they're all memorable characters, and they're all just like so unique and special. And the fact that they all have powers and stuff was like super cool. And I don't know, I got so into it. Which brings us to the last episode, which left off at a very confusing way, where Koroha got defeated because the wish was granted and stuff. I guess I said that. Now I gotta put spoilers alert in the, before the video. So yeah. Oh, yeah, I guess I should go back because there's a lot of explaining. Okay, so Ayano, Shintaro, and Haruka all came back, and in this one particular time, because all the other times they weren't there to stop Mary from resetting the timeline, so that they would keep reliving this tragedy over and over and over again. So Ayano projected all the memories onto Mary, and she's like, oh man, I remember everything now. I'm not gonna reset. So then they took everyone to the days, and then Mr. Tateyama, the professor, he was able to go back to his waifu, Ayaka, and I guess they're stuck there forever, because as long as they have each other, then, you know, they're happy. So that's what happened there. And then Konoha was all like, I'm gonna fulfill my purposes. And Haruka made the wish to basically bring Hiyori back. And that's why she came back at the final scene, along with everyone else. And after that part right there, Mary's crying, asking her mom if that was the right thing to do, which I will tell you with 90% certainty that she was crying because she took everyone's snake away and she thought everyone was gonna die or something like that. But then what happens after is just her mom asking if she was happy that she did what she did, and I guess, I don't know, some magical baloney happens, and then they go to what I think is the actual world after everything's happened, because after this happens they don't really talk or say anything like, oh yeah, remember how this happened and so. But no, it's just Ayano and Shintaro sitting together, and it looks like they're gonna express their feelings, but then they stop each other. They're interrupting each other. It's like, oh, gomen. It's like, nani, Shintaro, desu ka? And then everyone starts coming in one by one. It's Takane and Kano And then Momo, Seto, Kiro, Hiyori, Hibiya, everyone's there. And it's just like the implication that everyone's snakes is gone, but they're like all back to the real world. So they just don't have any powers anymore. And then they all live happily ever after because, you know, everyone's there. And now your nose all like, Shintaro? Iko? And then Shintaro's like, Oi. And then they walk off into the actual sunset. And, yeah, that's pretty much it, huh? So they're back in the real world. They don't have their powers anymore. And they all live happily ever after. And in the end credits, they basically all grow up. They all get old. Or at least that's what I was heard from. They all get old, they all get jobs, they all go to school, and they all basically separate. And then at the end the song's basically saying, we grew up, we got separated, but then we found each other again, and we talked about old times, about the Mekakucity Actors. And that's Mekakucity Actors. About as good of an explanation as you'll get if you weren't completely sure. And that's my take on what happened, and I strongly believe in that. It's better than some other theories that I heard, or even that I thought about myself. One would have been that they all dead, and they're in the afterlife. The other is just, this is Mary's fantasy, and she's like delusional, and she just thinks they're all there. Which would have explained the ending where Mary's talking about how everything happened and blah blah blah. But from what I heard, it's a little translation error, and it's not quite right. So it's just like, I hope I'll remember them. I'll remember them later on. Which is like when they get old and they split up and they just like forget each other. And they just have to remember. So yeah. So it's a good anime. I like how they show like every single scene, what happened, where everything took place. It's just a reminder like, hey, you watched 12 episodes, this is what happened. This is all the places where the story just took place. Great anime. 10 out of 10. I'm not even kidding. That's the best anime I've ever seen in a long time. And you know it's a good anime because it makes you wonder at the end what actually happened. And this is basically a video just saying what happened. Hope this video helped you guys out.